No, I think you guys bring it on yourselves. I don't endorse, the more vitriolic language used against you, but just like I
Well, we do bring it
understand
on
that.
ourselves to the
Right.
extent that we're poets and artists, and if you're not doing something that upsets some people, then you're not doing much.
You know,
So we do upset some people, and we
my
pride
main
ourselves on
job-
upsetting people that
my
we
main
think
job
are
is your
hypocrites
job
anyway.
is to destabilize, the society so that we wake up to what we have, so that we wake up to our work. That's what you do. You destabilize all these guys, and you write about them in their lingerie.
Sex and God have so much in common. They're both great passions. I mean, the passion of eroticism and the passion of mysticism, the desire to break through to another side. I mean, who do we call out to when we orgasm? God. It's a sexual quest. Even a butt man. I mean, I'm not on that path myself. So to speak, that highway. Remember the highway? Yeah, but I don't put these people at all in the class of immoral people. They may make mistakes. I mean, Buttman obviously made a mistake in Brazil or wherever he did that AIDS carrier, but that to me is not like dropping a bomb on a city, or like going to your next door neighbor's house and killing them and all their relatives.
Right. I don't think that pornographers are like people who drop bombs on innocent people. No, I think there's
Right.
a gradation.
Right, that's true.
And
And in fact,
I am strongly against dropping bombs on innocent people. I'd like to come out against that.
And I guess, well, good. Okay, I'm glad you did. And I guess that, sex and God have a lot in common, and sex and violence have certain things in common. They're both passions. They're both basic instincts.
And they both spring out of male testosterone.
Females can be violent, too.
Right, but most murderers are men.
Most murderers are men. It's true.
So
Most
far.
you guys are bad.
So far.
Yeah.
As we get equality for men and
More
women,
and more women are
more and
committing
more
crimes.
women are committing murder. Yeah. Mhm.
Yeah, that's true.
That's a reality.
It's
more
true.
And more,
And I just guess I feel, and there is some proof of this in the sense of when sexual mores open up in societies, that violent crime rates go down. I just feel when you're a little more forgiving on the sexual end, that that makes people less pent up, I guess, less uptight, and less liable to commit acts of violence.
Well, there's a statement in Judaism that the signature of God is truth. So if what you're saying is true, it's true, and then I'd have to deal with its implications. I'm skeptical, but I'm agnostic.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like you, I guess I have a lot of problems with the pornography industry and the product they put out because it's mostly boring and tasteless. But I really support that they're exploring sexuality and they're expressing sexuality and they're helping to open up America to sexuality, which I think is helping to lower our crime rate, our violent crime rate. I really believe that. It seems to be being borne out in statistics. So, and I don't think that most journalists like to look at it that way. I mean, they will say things like America is returning to religion. And
Right,
you
that-
caught
that- yeah.
yourself.
That's my instinct. My
and I
instinct
respect
is
you for that.
to attribute the decline in abortion, the decline in violent crime, etc. My instinct is to attribute that to a return to religion, but I didn't know it, and so I stopped myself.
If there was a real return to religion, this guy would have been out of there right away. If people really were that moralistic, and I'm not talking about ethical here, but if the American people really had strict religious Judeo-Christian morals, then they wouldn't have allowed Clinton to stay in, even when they didn't know for sure. I mean, but they allowed him to stay in office, and they encouraged him, and his ratings went up because the people have accepted that having a sex life doesn't mean you're a bad person or a bad president or a bad leader.
We have no choice. We're all here for a few minutes.
Well, we do have a choice.
And
We
we're
could be
running around
fascists.
with our penises and going, what have we done with our life? That's
And
what
women
do.
are becoming more upfront about their sexuality and more involved in creating pornography and erotica. And I agree with you that most pornography is created for men. And
But that's
you know,
because they
that's
have
part of the taste problem.
That's because
but there's more being created by women.
Yeah, but that's because since the printing press, artists have been prosecuted. I am a wonderful pornographer. I'm a wonderful man. I care about people, and I teach them about sex. And I use pornography, what people call pornography. I use dicks and asses and tits and eyes and smiles and looks. But I've also been prosecuted 22 times by the likes of the lieutenant. And I'm tired of it because they put us to jail because we allowed the pornographers to run this industry, because we make it illegal. Once we have wonderful artists like me, then it all becomes much more wonderful, because we only have so
Everything
little
with you
time.
is more wonderful.
But it's true.
I
It's
know,
true.
it is true.
Because you've got the Hershey, you've got all these people here, all these children of children. That I had a pornographer call me up the other day, and he goes, "I have a radical new movie." I said, "What is it?" He says, "I have 17 scenes." You have 17 scenes instead of 5? Wow. You're really radical, aren't you?
Yeah, it's just, the porn industry is
They've
very
taken
formulaic.
away, they've
Has been
taken away
formulaic.
from me and from a lot of artists and people the ability to say, it's beautiful, it's luscious, it's created by the gods and the goddesses. Look at it.
Yeah, but I mean, some of the stuff you made that you were associated with, Max, is really, I found, frankly, you know,
Intense.
to be really honest, I found some of the stuff that you were associated with repellent.
Not
Disgusting
repellent.
thing.
No.
Disgusting.
What I
Yeah.
showed you was the underbelly of the reality of it.
Right, but
Right.
some things I don't think should be trafficked in, like
No,
child
no.
pornography.
All things should be trafficked in.
Okay,
Because if
fair
we
enough,
don't
disagree.
traffic in understanding what is wrong and what is right, then we have nothing to traffic with. We have nowhere to go. We have to see the truth before we can heal our souls. If we don't see the reality of where we have reached, there's nowhere else to go.
Okay, I disagree with trafficking in naked pictures of 9-year-old girls.
9-year-old girls, listen, 9-year-old girls have been running around the world for centuries. Why are you
It's
putting
not
guilt
like you're
on
sticking a
sex?
dildo up them. I mean, they're
Yeah.
just naked.
No, I just don't believe in publishing pictures of 9-year-old girls with
But
their
then
legs
you don't
spread.
believe in talking. You don't believe in talking. You don't believe in going to the neighbor, and yet I know you do. I know you do. But when I did that many, many years ago, I didn't go out and hire people. I said, come and tell me what is in your household. What is happening? That's what I wanted to know.
Right, and people would write in with stories about having sex with
Right.
3-year-old kids and
You know
5-year-old
why?
kids.
You know why? Because it's happening. And
Okay.
unless we know it's happening and how it's happening and why it's happening, we can't cure it.
Right, well, these were like graphic, titillating stories of the joys of having sex with young children.
You know why?
And,
Because
you
I'm
know,
a publisher, not an
He
editor.
published everything.
Not
Right.
an editor.
Right.
Because I decided, and I will decide forever, to tell the truth and look at our society as it stands. Because if we do not understand that, we don't understand shit, Luke.
Just because he was publishing that doesn't mean he approved of it.
No,
I publish
I understand
dogs
that.
fucking farmers.
Right.
I've published shit eaters, doctors, and nurses.
He hasn't published any
and-
dogs
and, you know?
fucking farmers since
Right.
we got married, by the way. Just want you to know that.
But if we don't know that shit,
No 3-year-old.
we don't know shit. We don't know how to talk to each other. We just throw blame at each other. Let's just throw rocks at each other. And let me tell you something else. Ever since they've made the laws stricter on child pornography, hundreds of thousands of kids are being killed because when the banker...
You mean on child molestation?
Yeah, when the banker molestates the child,
Molest.
molest the child, listen to me, and he's going to go to the death penalty, you know what he's going to do first? Listen to me. You know what he's going to do first? He's going to kill the child. And that we can't have.
A molested child